Well, let's bring in political analyst Onur Erim. He joins us now live from Ankara. Thank you very much, Onur, for joining us. So what do you make of Çavuşoğlu's claims?
I mean, I 100% agree with him. It's not that I expected anything less or anything different from President Macron. After all, his predecessors have always been, in the last 20, 30 years, openly supportive of PKK, who's now also known as YPG or PYD. So it's not surprise. It's a long, right now, unfortunately, long-standing French tradition to support terrorist groups such as PKK.
So how do you think this will affect the NATO summit where the leaders are meeting next week?
Well, first of all, let's if we go by numbers, Turkey is more money-wise is more the same, or maybe sometimes more of a contributor to NATO than France. So France's calculated weight within NATO is definitely not greater, and possibly far less active than Turkey is. Also, when you come to military size or military capability, it's the same again. Let's not forget, with all the politically motivated opposition of both France and Germany with the Peace Spring operation, they couldn't move at all in northern Syria. This was for one reason. They know that they couldn't put a single soldier on foot in the area without the support of either the United States or Turkey. So when you talk about NATO, you talk about two major operational powers. Number one, obviously, being the U.S., but number two being Turkey. So this is coming from much less of a inferior member of NATO talking about this. I don't think it's his stand. I don't think it's his place to talk about it. And I don't think it's going to, catch a lot of eyes in NATO summit.
Well, Onur, Emmanuel Macron said that Turkey could expect solidarity from NATO after acting unilaterally in Syria. But this coming from a leader who said that NATO is experiencing brain death. Do you sense a change in his tone? I mean, these comments are quite unusual for him.
To say the least, it's not. He's not making comments that are, supportive of one another. First of all, as you said, he did announce earlier that NATO was brain dead, but unfortunately, he has to realize it's not. Macron is one of the last few people in NATO that would have the right to announce NATO being brain dead or being alive. Now, I'm not arguing that NATO does have a lot of problems within itself. NATO has to redefine its role and its enemies, as is one of the few things maybe he said right in his press conference today. NATO may have to redefine allies or how it acts with his, at least with his allies and with his enemies. But again, Macron is one of the last few people that would have any kind of a say in such statements within the NATO members, within the NATO leaders.
We have to wrap it up here, but thank you very much for that insight.
Thank you.